Welcome into King Arena. I'm John Mark Mills here with Don Crowder here for this first match of this tri-match tournament, and where we will see Calvin University play the Wheaton College Thunder in this first match of this what is a 3-team invitational it looks like for today. And yeah, it should be a pretty good matchup. I know the Thunder are missing 2 players, 2 big important pieces of their team, whereas Calvin is coming in relatively healthy. So that should probably be a large storyline that will probably impact this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming in healthy and coming in with a very impressive number 3 ranking is Calvin. This is going to be a tough matchup for the Thunder, missing 2 of their top players, Mia Staub and Marley Anderson, 2 of their better setters on the team. So we'll see, John Mark, how they combat with this in this season opener. I'm sure everyone is very excited to get this season underway. We, of course, had somewhat of a season in the spring due to COVID protocols, but now we are back in full force, and we should have a great matchup ahead of us. 2 great teams, Wheaton College and Calvin.
Yeah, as you said, well, actually, it looks like we're going to throw it down probably to the court for the intros, and we'll see you back in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to King Arena. On the campus of Wheaton College, for tonight's non-conference matchup between the Calvin University Knights and your Wheaton Thunder. Before we get to starting lineups for both teams, we ask that you rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back to King Arena for this matchup between the Calvin Knights and the Wheaton Thunder. And what you mentioned, Don, is probably going to be a really difficult match for the Thunder to start off. The Knights were an incredible 24-2 last year, one of the best teams in their league. So this is going to be a tough matchup for the Thunder. As we are underway now with, that was a nice dig, but just couldn't get it up to a teammate, and that'll be a point for Calvin.
And this starting lineup for the Thunder, a couple players included that didn't really get a whole lot of playing time in their first couple seasons here with the Thunder, but clearly have worked hard. You see Briley Brogan up there along with Sophia Pluhar getting some early touches on the ball. Colleen Smith, of course, a starter since freshman year.
We are tied 1-1 early as the ball gets sent over, and that one is bumped up and then set, and that is a spike that looks like it's going to fly out of bounds, and it does so. That point will go over to Calvin.
Yeah, she just couldn't quite get her whole body over that. And then wisely, it was let go out of bounds by the Calvin player.
Calvin Knights for the service again, leading 2-1. It's over, dug up, and then here we go. Naomi Bunker goes up, but that's tapped over the net. And then just bumping at the net there and flinging it over. A nice diving play to keep it up. Now Naomi Bunker with the tap over. Kept up still by the Knights. Nice volley going here. Set once again. And now this one is slapped over the net and once again looks like out of bounds. And it'll be 3-1 Calvin after what was a pretty long volley for both these teams.
It was a nice rescue by Calvin. And then just another play, a little bit too hard for the outside hitters of Wheaton.
Calvin with the early 3-1 lead as the service goes over. And now this is Gers with the set up, and then the long overhand spike over the net. Now up and slap down. Nice block by the two Wheaton defenders, and that's a big play early for the Thunder.
Yeah, and that's what we really need to get going for Wheaton. Gers able to rise up, block that shot. Nice point here for Wheaton, and the serve goes back to the Thunder.
Yep, that'll be Audrey Gers to serve here. That one just clears the net, and it's kept up, and now nice kind of mid-range tap there, but kept up incredibly. Now we got a free ball played up here. The set comes in, the slap, and that one cannot be blocked. That's a nice positioning of that ball there right down the line.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that. Great positioning on that kill and excellent strike. Ball goes back to Calvin.
This is Calvin now back up by two. Gers with the set. Now this one's going to go to over on the left. Nice block kept up by Bunker. That goes number 4 over the net. Then kept up. Back to Calvin for a chance. And they get it. Just can't dig that one out. Is number 8 for the Thunder, Allie High. And Calvin takes a commanding 5-2 lead.
Yeah, just an excellent play from Heidi Westra of Calvin, getting up there, getting the spike.
Allie High, of course, the defensive specialist out here for the Thunder, so that's very much going to be her role, is getting those key digs, as that's Bunker just kind of slapping it over the net and then tapped, but right to a Thunder defender. Now this one's slapped in out of play again, so the Thunder just looks like for the third time just not quite able to connect with that end line. They've let go of 3 points that way.
Yeah, and we're seeing a bit of a shorter front line than we have in Wheaton's past. I'm thinking back on the days of, Deb Smith and Colleen Smith and Sadie Elsenbrook in the front line, 6'1", 6'2", and 6'2", respectively. So a little bit shorter, it's going to be harder to get your whole body over the spike. You're going to launch a couple over, and especially without the starting setters of Mia Staub and Marley Anderson, it's a little bit tougher to get good service into those spikes.
And that was a misplay there by the Knights on the service. It'll go back to the Thunder, and they're now down by 3. That one's bumped. Now here's the nice spike right over the top of 2 Thunder defenders. Calvin now up by 4.
Yeah, just the well-oiled machine. You can hear the communication out there. Calvin doing a great job showing why they're number 3 preseason in the nation.
Yep, again, the Knights with a 24-2 record last season, so it's expected that they're going to be a very strong team going in, as here's the Thunder. But that one is just played over the net, so the spike couldn't come. Now that's tapped over, blocked right back down by the Knights. Try it again for the Thunder, and that one is, once again, just barely missing that sideline.
Almost thought that took a hit off of the Calvin player, Anna Schramer. But no, it's a point for Calvin.
Knights send it back over. That one's bumped up, but nice keep in there, and it's just thrown over for a free ball, but it even goes out of play. So just kind of a misplay right from the start there for the Thunder, and ends with the ball going out of play, and another point for the Knights. It looks like we have a timeout now from the Thunder as they get in the early hole 9-3, and this is kind of what we were talking about before, that this might just be, it's just going to be a tough game right from the start, missing those key players and playing just such a good team right off the bat to start the season. Definitely just a tough matchup for the Thunder, and that's kind of playing out so far.
Yeah, and you hope Coach Schmidt right now is just telling her players to settle down. Most of the points that they've conceded haven't come from kills from the Knights. They've come from missed opportunities, hitting it long, hitting it wide. They need to take a deep breath, relax, and just remember that they're awesome players on a great college team. And, of course, they are going up against Calvin right now, but I think that if they fix those mistakes, we should see this game close up a little bit out of this timeout. Certainly a strong showing so far from Calvin, though. They really look like they have not taken a day off of practice, you know, the whole year. They look fantastic out there.
Yeah, well, exactly like you were saying, we're seeing a lot of those unforced errors from the Thunder where they have the opportunity to make a play, but it's just, it's not necessarily, Calvin is playing very clean right now, and it's not necessarily anything that the Thunder, like that Calvin is doing necessarily, but it's more the Thunder just, yeah, like it's one of the first games of the season, you're kind of rusty, you're kind of shaking off that rust, and right now they're going against a team that doesn't look like they have any rust, so that's kind of been one of the tricky things just to start this game is the Thunder, yeah, just need to, if they can clean up their play, that kind of gives them hope, I think, because a lot of it is in their, in their court as far as that they can fix these mistakes. So going forward, we'll see if the Thunder can do that as we're back into this one. That's a nice dig, but just a little too far out of range of number 6 for the Thunder. That's Sophia Pluhar. And quickly back up to 10-3. And, yeah, another unforced error, just playing out of range of her teammate. Here's Calvin once again. That's Gers to Hallie. And just a miscommunication between Pluhar and High.
Yeah, and that one certainly should be going to the libero, so Hallie High needs to be a little bit more vocal there, demand that ball, send it forward.
That is out, so that's the second service error we've seen from the Knights so far this game. So half the points that the Thunder have received have been on unforced errors on the Calvin end.
Yeah, that was a really good eye by Hallie High. She saw that ball the whole way, saw it going out of bounds. A nice play by the libero.
Now the Thunder with service. This is Abby Boss. Gets it just over. That's a beautiful serve in a perfect little pocket of space where the Knights just couldn't get to the ball.
Yeah, a little bit of momentum right now. Nice serve after a nice play by Hallie High and a quick 2 points for Wheaton.
The serve again right after the ace. This one is playable for the Knights and now sent over. That's a bomb of a shot, but it is nicely defended by the Thunder, and that one flies right back over the net off of the dig. Now up, thinks about it, and nice cross court. That was a really nifty play, and the Thunder on a little bit of a roll here.
Yeah, Caroline Capps, the freshman from Middletown, Delaware. A nice play, able to switch up her body language mid-strike.
Yeah. No, exactly what you were saying. It looked like she wanted to spike it and then just kind of reassessed and made that change. And that's tapped over, and Hallie High just can't reach it.
Nice play. Instead of going for the power strike, goes for a little bit of the finesse, and Hallie High just unable to get there in time.
Yep, just throwing in the kind of the off-speed pitch there where you expect a spike, and they just change up the tempo and able to find a nice location for that ball. And it's now 12-6. Thunder's stretch of 3 straight points snapped. And the Knights will send it back over. And that, again, we're having a little bit of issue for the Thunder here. This is going to be a free ball for the Knights. Oh, and that was a tricky play. It doesn't even put it up for the spike. Tried to get the Thunder sleeping and knocks that one out of bounds. So another point for the Knights.
Yeah, you need a player that can do it all. You need the power, but you also need the awareness that that type of a little set on the second hit could work out, and it worked out there for Calvin.
Here we go. That one's out of the reach of Abby Boss. That looked like Gers again trying to put that one in a playable position, but just couldn't do it. Knights now extending their lead to 8. Service incoming. There we go. That's a nice bump, and now tap over and gets it over 2 defenders. Nice play there from the Thunder.
The veteran Colleen Smith. We usually see her up front with those powerful spikes, but she's taken a play out of Calvin's playbook there. A little finesse over, gets the point for Wheaton.
Yep, now it's Smith with the service. That one's a little too far. Will go right over the net and then slammed right back down, but kept up by the Knights. Now up, this is the set, ready for the spike is Gers right over the top. That was a thunderous strike from Gers, and the Thunder minimize this lead just to 6.
And we saw right there Wheaton not slowing down. They capitalized on every Calvin ball that was sent over. And on that last one, an easy set and a very powerful spike.
Smith again with the serve, and that one's in. So miscalculation on the part of the Calvin Knights, and the Thunder pick up a free point.
Yeah, and suddenly it's 9-14. Looks a little bit closer. Wheaton with a lot of momentum right now.
Smith again with the service. That one's kept up. This will be an easy set, and the spike is blocked down, but more deflected than truly blocked, and that'll snap the Thunder's little bit of a streak that they had going.
That was a fantastic play. She didn't really set it up super high. She just kind of misdirected it, and then right in stride, the Calvin player sent it back down to earth.
Now Calvin with the service. That one's in and just blocked right down, and there's the spike blocked, or deflected I should say, and here's the tap over, and it goes out. Thunder pick up another point.
Good defensive shape there, taking up the middle of the net with 2 strong blockers, and then just nowhere for Calvin to go.
So the Thunder hanging around here. They're down 9-3 early, down by 5 now. It's Allie High with the serve, and now the big spike, and yeah, that's just a hard play to react to off of the deflection from the block, and so really nothing Gers could do there.
Yeah, and you can just hear it from the sound the ball makes, but these girls are really putting a lot of pace on these spikes. It's impressive that Gers was even able to get anything on that at all.
Calvin back up to their lead of 6. That's a nice high ball for Naomi Bunker, and had all the time to make a play on it, but just sent it right past the line.
Yeah, and that set maybe needed to be a little bit higher so Bunker could really get the full force she wanted on it. Instead, just a little bit outside of the box.
Serve here for the Knights, and that one's played out of reach, but it's able to be kept up. Now it goes back to the Knights for a little tap over, but right to a Thunder defender. Now here's no. And that one is off the block and out of bounds, so that point will go to the Thunder. Now we have some substitutions for the Thunder, but with number 6 Pluhar coming in, as well as number 4 Briley Brogan. And that'll be Pluhar with the service. Nice bump, and here's the spike over top, kept up by the Thunder. Here we go, right. Another bump, and that one's just slapped over. Looked like it was going to stay in play, and that one's just out of range. Can Bunker tap it, but no good.
And it looks like the judges seeing that Pluhar went under the net there, trying to dig at that ball. Going to award the point to Calvin.
Now the Thunder just a little shaky off of these services, I think. Not really able to set the ball into just like a set position for their teammates. That's kind of been one of the problems that we've been seeing, and we'll see if that can be something that they can kind of get in the flow of as the game progresses. That one hits the net directly, so that'll go back to the Thunder. Few service errors now racking up on the side of the Knights. I believe that's their 3rd of the day. Now Gers with the serve. Nice diving to keep it in and then kept up. Now a free ball should be for the Thunder. Nice set, nice and high. And that's just barely out once again.
And that's too bad. Wheaton unable to really take advantage of that excellent serve, or serve return, I should say.
Yeah, Thunder did a good job of getting that ball up and then setting it in a nice high position where it could be spiked, but yeah, just sending it out of bounds and continuing that kind of trend that we've seen, the unforced errors from the Thunder. Down by 7 now in this first set of this first game of this tri-match setup, where we have the Calvin Knights, Wheaton Thunder, and we also have Trine University here. Calvin and Trine will play at 5 p.m. The Thunder will be playing Trine University at 7 p.m. today. This is just the first of 3 games that we'll see.
And a couple times today, Wheaton trying to get into a groove, but they just have lacked the consistency they need to sort of come back into this game. We've seen runs of 3 and 4 where they look to pick up a bit of momentum. They're getting a couple good serves out there, but Calvin just comes back roaring. And down 7, they were going to have to do something quick to get back into this first game.
Yep, of course we'll play up to 25, so 6 points left for the Knights to win here, and they'll take this first set. Thunder looking to try to cut into this lead as it is the Knights to serve. That one's played perfectly by Ali High, and then nice spike over, and that's exactly, I think, what you want to see from the Thunder.
That's exactly what you want out of a long timeout. Perfect execution there, and Colleen Smith lays down the hammer.
Yep, exactly what you said. Perfect execution from the Thunder. I think that's probably the cleanest play we've seen from them. Just 1, 2, 3. An explosive spike over the top that the Knights can't do anything about. Now here's the serve from Bunker. Now there's a spike, and now it's a beautiful keep-in by Bunker, but can't be saved. Good effort on number 16's part, though.
I mean, those reflexes right there. Honestly, just the ability to just raise one arm and get anything on it is incredible.
Yeah, incredible reflexes, incredible reaction time, just sticking that left arm out to even keep that ball alive. Give her teammates a chance. That's all you can do. This is going to be a long ball over, and it's blocked, and looks like that's going to go to the Knights.
Yep, Colleen Smith hitting it into the antennas on the end. Can't do that, so point goes over to Calvin, and the serve returns to the Knights.
Nice bump by Ali High, and now slapped over and perfectly in. Amazing placement there, and the Thunder pick up another point. Knights with a substitution. Caroline Capps coming in for the Thunder. As you mentioned, Abram, a freshman. We'll get underway once again with Boss with the service. That goes right over the net. This is a good opportunity for the Thunder, but it's kept up by the Knights. Now this has to go over with a tap. Here we go, Thunder with a good opportunity here, but another save by the Knights. And that one slammed over top. And it will go to the Knights. A few clutch plays from Calvin there to keep the ball up and give themselves an opportunity to score.
Yeah, and that was one of the longer rallies we've had today. Calvin just outlasting Wheaton there, and an excellent spike to finish it off.
A few more substitutions coming in. (22-14), 8-point lead, around the largest we've seen from the Knights. They got off to a fast start in this set and have just continued to keep that momentum going through, despite a few runs here and there from the Thunder. By and large, it's been all Knights so far. Now up, and here's the spike. Nice keep up again from the Knights, just playing great defense, but there's an equally great defensive play from the Thunder with the block.
And John Mark, it's interesting because from where we're sitting, we can't really tell all the time where the ball goes after the set. So when these players do this, the decoy jump that they do, I mean, I am just as fooled as everybody else because we're sitting sort of parallel to the sideline. And, I mean, that was just an excellent play.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you even more respect for the players. I think we're up here getting confused even with the decoy jumps. Can't figure out where the ball's going. Then players actually on the court have to be there and be able to react to the ball. So just a really hard thing to react to as that ball goes high in the air, almost hit the rafter, and a nice block there by the Knights. Thunder with a second opportunity, and that one goes off the block again, and it's kept up and almost tossed over the net. Third try in a row for the Thunder, and they go for the changeup, and that one works. That's
That
Gers.
was sweet. I mean, when you're just going back and forth, you got to do something different. Audrey Gers, seeing the gap, is able to just fit it right in, get a point for Wheaton.
Yeah, Gers tried 2 spikes in a row and went for the speed, and then changed it up on the third try and got that to work. Exactly what you said, changing it up. And there's a tap, and that one is going to go over. So that's, again, the block does not count as a touch. So the Thunder are able to get that one over the net, and that's blocked again by the Knights. Now, nice little hit there from the Knights. Not quite a full spike, but also not a tap, and that's a perfectly placed ball. 23-17, the Knights closing in on closing this set out. And here's the service. Kept up. Oh, not another tap, and that might have touched the net, not sure on the way over, but it got called before it even went out of bounds.
Yeah, not much Abby Boss could do there. Ball just too far behind her. Tried to change it up a little bit and send it over, but was caught.
Woo! And that's an ace there for the Knights to close out this set. So the Knights take it 25-17. Right from the get-go, they were on top of it and really took it to the Thunder. We'll see you back here in a few minutes for the second set of this one. Knights up 1-0 over the Thunder.
Hello, my name is Julie Davis, and I serve as the athletics director. Most of my time is spent on things related to budget, personnel, or facility development, or my personal favorite, cheering on our Wheaton Thunder sports teams. Right now, we are in the Krauser Sports Complex, one of the busiest buildings on campus. This is where you can come for free and work out in a beautiful weight room, or play pickup basketball or volleyball, or swim a few laps in the pool. The Krauser Complex is the home of King Arena, the competitive venue for varsity volleyball, men's and women's basketball, and wrestling, as well as the Leader House Natatorium, the home of our Thunder swim teams.
And I was doing
Wheaton
this,
competes as a member
but
of
then I
NCAA
couldn't use my right
Division
hand like
III,
right to that.
and we belong to the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin, a 9-member conference which regularly boasts national championships across many sports. The mission of Wheaton Athletics is to develop faith, character, and leadership through competitive athletics. We believe the value of competitive athletics is the personal and spiritual growth that occur as a result of pursuing excellence, of pushing yourself to be your best. At Wheaton, you don't have to settle. Here you can pursue academic and athletic excellence that is intentionally integrated with faith in Christ. We offer 10 varsity sports for women and 11 for men, and there is a blend of recruited and non-recruited students on our teams. If you want something more recreational and less competitive, we offer club sports and intramurals also. One of the best things about Wheaton Athletics is the quality and commitment of the coaching staff. Wheaton coaches are trusted mentors and guides who are driven to help you achieve your spiritual, academic, and athletic goals. If you're serious about your faith and your studies and your sport, you will want to give Wheaton a hard look. Wheaton Athletics is distinct because of how well it combines and excels in all 3 of those areas: authentic faith, first-rate academics, and high-caliber athletics. If varsity sports are something you may be interested in, I recommend you reach out to a coach and complete the recruit form found on the Varsity Athletics website. See athletics.wheaton.edu for a full list. I hope to see you real soon, either in a Wheaton uniform or using this beautiful facility for your daily workout. Welcome to Wheaton. Hello, my name
Welcome back into the second set between the Wheaton Thunder and the Calvin Knights. Calvin took the first set handily by 8 points, and we'll see now if the Thunder can try to even this tally up with hopefully a faster start, a better start than they saw in that first set where they got down really fast to a 9-3 deficit, and I just don't think that's going to fly for the Thunder if they have any hope of staying in this game. So we will see if they're able to do that. I think a big part of that, will be keeping the unforced errors down, and just I think really just the initial dig off of the serves for the Thunder is going to be huge to kind of start each point well and in a position where they can just send it over the net with some pace on it. And the Knights will start with the service. Alley high up here, and now that's a good start for the Thunder. Exactly what I was talking about, from bump all the way to the spike. Just very sure and confident play there from the Thunder.
Yeah, that's a great way to start off the second game here, especially after losing by 8 points. You want to make a statement, and Wheaton just did.
And that's Briley Brogan on that last play, and now that's Gers hitting the net. So not what you want to see from the Thunder. They did a good job of not making any sort of service error during that first set, but it goes right back to the Knights, tied 1-1. This one over top, kept up. And now free ball here for the Knights, which we know they can capitalize on really well. They don't seem to have any issues, and that one slammed down and out of play. Point to the Thunder. Oh, or not. Actually, they gave it to Calvin.
It looks like the ruling is that it took a bit of a deflection off of the blockers. So Calvin point there.
So deflected off of a block and out of play. So that would stay with the Knights. And there's just another error right off of the serve there from the Thunder. And the Knights right back out to a pretty quick start, 3-1. Alley high with the set. Now this one's to Bunker, and that is a amazing block right down. That spike from Bunker had some power behind it, but the block was right there waiting.
Yeah, it seemed like she was covering the whole net. She got up so quickly. And that was a nice spike, but an even better block.
Nice play all around, especially on the defensive side of the ball from the Knights. Here we go. This is 12. Colleen Smith getting it over top, but defended well and slammed directly into the net. Didn't ever get over from the Knights, so that point will go to the Thunder.
Yeah, it just seems like the ball might have gotten stuck on her hand somehow, because that was pretty close to being a carry anyway, and on her own side, Wheaton gets the point.
Bunker with the serve. That one played up and now slammed over and diving. Nice effort play there from Gers, but just couldn't get enough of a hand on it to make it playable for one of her teammates. Now a 5-2 lead for the Knights.
It's like sometimes after they spike the ball just disappears, and then you see it again on the ground. I mean, they're hitting it so fast.
It flies over top and out of play. Good eye there from the Thunder defender, number 12, Colleen Smith.
And Colleen Smith, she's been playing this game for a long time. She knows when the serve is going to go out of bounds and able to just be patient there and get the point for her team.
Yeah, Smith, a 5'11 senior. She's got some experience behind her for sure. Abby Boss goes over top. Nice set, and that is deflected off the block. Boss tried to get there. And yeah, as we've said, just so hard to pick up those deflections. Boss did her best, but point will go to the Knights.
And Calvin seemingly getting into more and more of a rhythm every point. We're really seeing a dominant performance to start off this second game. In the first game, it seemed they maybe were a bit shaky. There was a couple rallies where it looked like they got away with one. But right now, just looking like they can do anything.
This is just going to have to go over top, and it doesn't make it, as that looked like would have been a fourth hit there from the Thunder over the net, so didn't even matter if it made it over. The point goes to the Knights.
Yeah, not much Caps could have done. She tried to get it over the antenna and over the net, but just a little bit off, a couple inches.
Yeah, what we're seeing a big difference between the Knights and the Thunder, I think, is that the Knights are doing a really good job of playing it exactly where their teammates want it to be. Playing it into the space, perfectly into the space, where the Thunder seem like they have to range a little bit to try to get these balls sometimes. That kind of throws off the whole attack, as we've kind of seen throughout this game. Thunder just need to do a better job of placing it just more perfectly, as we see Calvin do that so well, but that is nice defensive play by Allie High, and then tapped over the net by Gers. And now this one is slammed over, but nice block from the Thunder. Kind of a mid-range tap there. And now this is going to get tapped again, double hit, but again, the block doesn't count, so this should be legal to go over, and it is. Now set, and again from Gers, but an amazing dig there. This is an incredible volley from both teams diving, but the Knights, I think, are going to get that point, and they are indeed. What a volley between these two teams.
Yeah, it's hard to take your eyes away when that's going on. I thought for sure Gers' spike, just how much force she put on that was going to be gone. But Calvin, excellent play to get it back over.
Yeah, such excellent defense. Never giving up on the play or the Knights. And, yeah, that one looked like more of a reaction from Smith and played it out of range. So we're at 9-4, pretty dang similar to what we saw in set one. That's sent over and tips over the net, and that is a point. That's an ace. As unlike a lot of other net sports like this, that would have been a let in like tennis and those sort of things, but if it tips and goes over the net, that is an ace for the Knights. I'll put them up with a 10-4 lead. So not really much change as far as the actual score line goes for the Thunder between set one and set two.
And I think Wheaton especially has done a great job capitalizing on the mistakes. Or excuse me, they've done a great job eliminating the mistakes that they made in the first game. The first game they lost a lot of points, hitting some spikes over, hitting some serves over, but now seemingly maturing into the game a little bit. I think Calvin has just at the same time gotten warmed up now.
Yeah.
And they're able to just take anything that Wheaton gives them and create a perfect bump set spike scenario. And Wheaton just weathering the storm. It's 4-10 right now, so the game has not progressed so far that Wheaton can't get back into it. But if it keeps going on like it is, Calvin is going to see an early win here.
Yeah, we're starting to see the Thunder just kind of get outplayed a little bit, as opposed to making, kind of self-inflicted errors, which I think is probably where you want to be. I think you can take getting outplayed, but when you're kind of making those errors yourself and it's all on you, there's a lot of improvement that can be made there. I think the Thunder have done that. But Calvin, yeah, just more in their rhythm.
Yeah, that's a great point. As a coach, you really want to see, in a losing effort, you want to see a team that fought hard and eliminated mistakes and then just got outplayed. And right now, Wheaton, with the exception maybe of that spike, they've done a great job in this second game eliminating those mistakes. Calvin, of course, number 3 in the nation, as you said, 24-2 at the end of last season.
Yep.
Wheaton didn't really have a huge season in the spring. So Calvin just coming out strong in both these games.
Woo! That was an absolute dynamite spike over the top by the Thunder, and not even the Knights can return that one.
Oh, man, I think I maybe saw some flames erupt from the ball there, but straight into the path of Calvin's libero, but nothing she could do about it. That had some pace.
I would describe that as a violent spike. I think that ball is hurting a little bit after that one. That's a nice block, but it goes out of bounds, unfortunately, for the Thunder. Yeah, those are the sort of plays I think the Thunder can take away from this game. And I think we're seeing glimpses of what the Thunder can do in moments like that. I think in this first game of the year, as we've been talking about against such a strong team in the Knights, that that still means a lot to be able to see these glimpses. This Bunker taps it over, and then it's deflected and then punched over by the Knights. And it looked like it was blocked and then rolled down the other side of the net, so that point will go to the Thunder.
And we're seeing right now when Wheaton gets that final set, and that set is up high and it's sent to an outside hitter, it's in a really good position. And obviously that's what you want in volleyball, but so many of the spikes on Wheaton's area are coming from, subpar bumps or subpar sets. But when they really get a hold of it, we're seeing them play on the level of Calvin. So it really does start, obviously, with that bump and set combo. The spikes can be there if the sets are at the right height.
Yeah. Thunder certainly have a lot of power between Gers and Boss and Bunker, I think. So if there can be good sets setting up those players, I think Thunder can certainly excel in that area. As after a error on the serve, it'll go back to the Knights. Over top, and that's Allie High playing it. And here's to the side for number 4, Riley Brogan. And a couple nice plays here in a row for the Thunder. We saw them be able to string a few in the first set, and they'll get the service back.
And that was a really calm point from Wheaton. They got the bump. The set was perfect, and then Brogan, calm as you like, spiked it down.
Here's Gers just clearing the net and trying to get there. He's number 11 for the Knights. Schreimer, but can't quite get there. And the Thunder now stringing a few points together here.
And the same thing happened in the first game, and now Wheaton has to remember that. They have to keep this energy going. Keep this strong showing. Keep these serves coming in hot.
Gers. And that one's deflected and out of play. So good try there. I believe that was Bunker on the block, but deflects out. And Calvin once again able to break that little streak that the Thunder were able to find. Now 14-8. Here's Bunker keeping it up. Nice effort play, and it'll be a free ball now for the Knights. Play it up, and here's the spike, and it's slammed down, but keeping it up is Gers. Now that's going to get over the top. A nice block by the Knights. Really good effort play from the Thunder. It's unfortunate they don't end up getting the point.
Yeah, not much Brogan could have done from that. I think she was 3 feet out of bounds trying to spike it across the net, and Calvin gets another excellent point.
Here we go, that's Gers. Now to Colleen Smith, and just like pulled straight down by the Knights. Didn't even look like it had a chance to get over. It just got swatted straight down. Knights all over that ball. We're going to have a timeout here from the Thunder, now down by 8, which is right around the most we've seen them be down between these first two sets.
So Wheaton goes on a little 4-point run, and then Calvin on their own 3-point run. As you said, the lead back to 8. And Calvin just looking very strong out there. That last block, as you said, it didn't even seem like it went up. It just was always down. They really just kind of caught it, sent it right back so quickly that Wheaton didn't really have time to recalibrate and get that one back up. But Coach Schmidt really has to get a hold of her players here and figure out a strategy to come back. Down 8 points in your second game. But, of course, as we said, there's been a lot of positives from tonight. You have to remember Wheaton playing without one of their star setters, Marley Anderson, who has been a tremendous asset to this volleyball team for the past couple of years. She's a senior now, out with injury, but she will be back soon enough in the season, and then we'll really be able to see the potential of this Wheaton team.
And the Thunder will certainly know what it's like to play against a really strong team, and hopefully that kind of spirals into, being able to play perhaps some weaker teams and be able to perform well against those teams. I know if you think about college basketball and the Michigan State Spartans, Tom Izzo always tries to schedule his team really hard schedules, really hard schedules, just to build up that grit. And it's okay to take losses early in the season, so maybe if we can get some sort of effect like that for the Thunder as the season progresses, just to be able to start with, a really tough team, a really tough opponent, You can learn from other teams, I think, too, and I think the Thunder have an opportunity to do that, see what the Knights are able to do. But also give them a challenge as that one's played up and trying to keep it in play, but just can't, and the Thunder will pick up a point.
Looks like Kaylee Byerly back into the game, 6'2" senior from Phoenix, Arizona. Adds a lot of height, a lot of experience to that front line.
Bunker with the serve. Set up, and here's the spike, blocked down beautifully by the Thunder. Great defensive play. Cut the lead to 7.
Instant impact of Kaylee Byerly. Rises up, takes that one down.
So again, this is a pretty direct serve, and then up top and spike down, and right back come the Knights with a block of their own. And back up by 8.
It's a tight angle for Brogan there. Again, just not able to quite get a hold of it and send it across the net.
And it seems like every time the Thunder get a little momentum, the Knights take it right back as that one tips off the net. Thunder will have to play it, and that's straight into the net from Briley Brogan. But good job overall from the Thunder just to readjust to that deflection. This one's arcs over top. Now the set and the spike is down the line and perfectly inside. What a beautiful placement from the Thunder.
It's right where you want to put it, on the line. Of course, the line means in volleyball, so great point, great spike from number 4, Briley Brogan.
Caroline Capps and Abby Boss enter the game. And Boss will take the serve. Thunder down 1-0 and down 8 points in this second set. Barely kept up. Free ball for the Thunder. This should be a great opportunity for a powerful spike, and it is, and goes off the shoulder of the Calvin defender. And the Thunder take full advantage of that free ball. Now the Knights just calling for a towel to get some of the moisture off the floor. Make sure the surface is safe for all the players. If you're in Corey Gym for the KB concert, you know what it's like for there to be sweat all over the floor, so it can be very dangerous, I know from experience. Thunder now keeping it up, and now high over top. Relatively easy ball to play for the Knights, and then slam. Great block now from the Thunder, trying again, but can't get it 2 times in a row. It's so hard when you get one block and you just have to go right back up and try to get it again.
And just able to find the gap, really, and just send full force. Alley high, no chance in the back to get to that ball.
(20-12) is the lead for the Knights. Thunder wait for that serve, and now set up, and it's just going to have to go right over again. Not even put in a place where the ball can be spiked, and a nice block kept up again by the Knights. Great reaction from them. Thunder with a free ball, though. The perfect set up and over top. What a diving play, keeps it up. Now the Knights able to keep the ball in play. This volley continues, and the Thunder capitalized finally, just scrambling where the Knights and able to keep it in play for way longer than I expected. But the point will eventually go to the Thunder.
That was awesome placement, just right into the corner. Says, I'm not going to play this rally anymore. I'm going to finish it, and ends it.
Now it's Smith with the service. That one's just tapped over. Nice save by High. Now Boss with the touch. Slam down. You could hear it. A great tap over by the Thunder, though. Another spike down, and just, it seems like the Thunder are able to go 1 for 1 on the block to start, but then when it goes back over and they have to deal with that second spike, the Knights are able to adjust and get the point.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like weathering the storm.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of power in the front line of Calvin, but it's too much for Wheaton on that point.
And you can just hear these spikes all the way up from here. It's an audible just crack as the Thunder put it right into the net. That's number 10, Caroline Capps. We've seen make a few important blocks in these longer volleys.
Yeah, Cap's making her collegiate debut here as a freshman. And I'd say she's been playing pretty well. As you said, a couple good blocks, a couple good spikes. And, of course, right there, not quite in the best position to send that over. But I'd say it's a pretty encouraging start to her young college career.
Yeah, and we've seen her put in some difficult spots where she's almost out of bounds trying to return the balls, those sets over the net. So, overall, been playing well, and that's Gers finds an open spot and slams it down. As now Bunker re-enters the game for the Thunder. 23-14 is the lead. Yeah, the Thunder, I think, just taking this as experience, trying to just kind of get into the flow of the season. Ooh, and that's a tricky little serve from Allie High. Lands right directly in the middle of the Calvin team. Here we go again. That one is able to be played by the Knights and slammed down and pretty substantially out of play there. Thunder looked like they immediately knew that that one wasn't going to be necessary to play.
And you could just hear a couple of shouts of out. So
yeah,
Wheaton players very good at communicating to their teammates. Everyone's really on the same page right now.
Good little run here from the Thunder. Nice block. That's Bunker. Bunker and Capps elevating to get that stop. Thunder now down by 6. High once again. This one's up. Here's the set, and here's the spike, and that's just another good attempt by Capps. Just deflects off her arm and out of play. But making contact in a lot of these plays is number 10 for the Thunder. She's elevating well and getting in the right spot most of the time for sure. And now Calvin looking to close out this second set. This one to Bunker, taps it over, gets it to land right in the middle.
Staying alive right now. Excellent play by Bunker. Finding the gap, seeing where the open floor is, and getting the point.
Send over and tips off the top of the net. Beautiful serve there from Pluhar. So the Thunder improving on their total from the first set. They've reached 19 now. Calvin with a chance to end it with this spike. Beautiful reaction time, getting her hands up and over her head, and then the tap blocked. Kept up again. This one's sent over top. That's by Brogan. The Knights with another chance, but the Thunder keep it in play. Nice long volley here. Here's Brogan again, and looked like she was trying to go for a little bit of a change up there, but sends it straight into the net, and the Knights will take this second set 25-19, and will go up 2-0 with a chance to close out this game in this next set. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you just in a few minutes for what could be the final set of this game. If they do win this next set, it'll be...
Hello, my name is Julie Davis, and I serve as the athletics director. Most of my time is spent on things related to budget, personnel, or facility development, or my personal favorite, cheering on our Wheaton Thunder sports teams. Right now, we are in the Krauser Sports Complex, one of the busiest buildings on campus. This is where you can come for free and work out in a beautiful weight room, or play pickup basketball or volleyball, or swim a few laps in the pool. The Krauser Complex is the home of King Arena, the competitive venue for varsity volleyball, men's and women's basketball, and wrestling, as well as the Leader House Natatorium, the home of our Thunder swim teams. Wheaton competes as a member of NCAA Division III, and we belong to the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin, a 9-member conference which regularly boasts national championships across many sports. The mission of Wheaton Athletics is to develop faith, character, and leadership through competitive athletics. We believe the value of competitive athletics is the personal and spiritual growth that occur as a result of pursuing excellence, of pushing yourself to be your best. At Wheaton, you don't have to settle. Here you can pursue academic and athletic excellence that is intentionally integrated with faith in Christ. We offer 10 varsity sports for women and 11 for men, and there is a blend of recruited and non-recruited students on our teams. If you want something more recreational and less competitive, we offer club sports and intramurals also. One of the best things about Wheaton Athletics is the quality and commitment of the coaching staff. Wheaton coaches are trusted mentors and guides who are driven to help you achieve your spiritual, academic, and athletic goals. If you're serious about your faith and your studies and your sport, you will want to give Wheaton a hard look. Wheaton Athletics is distinct because of how well it combines and excels in all 3 of those areas: authentic faith, first-rate academics, and high-caliber athletics. If varsity sports are something you may be interested in, I recommend you reach out to a coach and complete the recruit form found on the Varsity Athletics website. See athletics.wheaton.edu for a full list. I hope to see you real soon, either in a Wheaton uniform or using this beautiful facility for your daily workout. Welcome to Wheaton.
Welcome back to King Arena. John Mark Mills here with Don Crowder as the Thunder kick off this 3rd set, down 2-0, but nice block right off the start from Naomi Bunker. And that's what I was about to say. We've seen some improvement from the Thunder as this game has progressed. I think we definitely saw them play better in the 2nd set. In their 1st set, we're able to limit a lot of those unforced errors. And so I think we can maybe look forward to what hopefully is the best set for the Thunder. Ooh. That looked painful.
Did that hit her in the face?
I looked like it did.
Man, just putting her body on the line there and showing absolutely no signs of being shaken up. No. That's pretty impressive.
She took that way better than I would have.
Absolutely.
That looked painful.
Me as well.
Tips over the net. Now set up, and now a long spike. It'll be kept up by the Knights, and that's straight down the line. That's just a beautiful spike from the Knights. And it's now 2-1. Allie High keeps it up, and that's an unfortunate. It looked like both Bunker and Pluhar went for the ball. And I imagine if one had gotten there, they probably would have set it up to the other one. So it's kind of a bit of a miscommunication there.
Yeah, and earlier on in this game, it was actually Colleen Smith who a ball was played over near her, but she didn't take it because she wanted another player to set it to her, which is a wise choice, I think. You know, she's one of the better frontline hitters on this team, and so in that case, maybe Pluhar could have just set it up to Bunker. Bunker being a very talented and tall player.
Yeah. Yeah, players being aware of their position and their strengths.
You know, it starts with communication, though, of course.
Yeah. Yep, and that's definitely something that will develop and get better over the course of the season.
Absolutely.
Nice block, but it'll go out of play. Thunder, again, able to make contact and get in position to block it, but just not getting the deflection that they wanted. And Calvin off to a really fast start, up 5-1. And that's going to sail well out of play. Something we've seen from the Knights a little bit tonight. A few errors on the serves here and there. Thunder been pretty good in that regard, actually. As it's Gers, right when I say that, sends it straight into the net and gives that point right back. Missed dig from Alley High.
And Wheaton kind of falling back into making a couple more mistakes than they need to. We've seen, now that's the second time in this set, a little bit of a communication issue between two players.
Yep. Oh, nice little change up there from Pluhar, and then a block down from Bunker. Kept up by the Knights and then tapped straight into the net. So great defensive play from the Thunder. And find that point to cut the lead to 4.
And that all started with Pluhar. Excellent vision, just nonchalant, no look, able to tap it over.
You see Kaylee Byerly enter the game. 6'2" senior, so a lot of height now on that front as that one's blocked by Brogan.
And just a bit unlucky there. She was already, her feet had already left the ground and sort of mistimed it.
Number 9 for the Knights entering in. Keene. She will take this serve. That goes to High. Now that's Smith slamming it over top, but nice dig there from the Knights and then blocked again. That's Byerly. Another chance at it. Gets a hand on it, but can't go 2 for 2. Now a 9-3 lead for the Knights, which is pretty much what we've seen all 3 games. Thunder were able to make a bit of a run late in the second set to close that lead down and end that set with 19 points, but the Knights have always gotten off to a pretty fast start. They led each set 9-3, 9-4, and 9-3 again now. This one's going to go up to Byerly, who slams it up and gets the ball right back, and over top is Smith. Kept up again, and that one's slammed and out again. 2 Thunder defenders got a hand on it, but neither could get enough to keep it in play.
Yeah, Alley High just so close, almost able to get there, but didn't quite have the length to keep it down.
Alley High. This is set deep for a deep spike over top, and a nice play there from the Thunder, and they'll pick up the point.
There we go. We've seen a couple of those sort of deep spikes from Gers that she hits with a lot of power, and they just sort of dip over into the back line, and in that moment, the Calvin player unable to do anything about that spike.
There's number 7, Boss, sending it over. Should be a relatively free ball for the Thunder, played by Gers. Now that's Smith. Oh, just can't get it over top of the net. So close, but it gets rejected. Now an 11-4 deficit. Serve. Set up here, now tapped just over top, but pretty easy ball to play for the Knights. There's another off speed and places it perfectly out of reach of all the Thunder defenders.
Yeah, when you can do power and finesse equally well, it's tough. Because Wheaton, you know, you have to choose. Am I going to go up expecting this hard spike, or am I going to go up expecting it to go over my head in a soft manner? But Calvin, great job on both of those fronts.
Able to throw in the change-ups, the off-speed, all of that. Just make it difficult for the Thunder to know what's coming. And now 12-4, so an early 8-point lead Thunder trying not to get swept in this first game, but their hopes are looking relatively dim at this point, though we have seen, flashes of brilliance for sure. We've seen the sort of things that this team can offer when they're really clicking. I think it's just, about shaking off the rust, getting into the flow of things in this early portion of the season. Not taking an early loss too tough. A lot of season left. And Calvin, of course, has to like how they performed today. Always things to work on, but they've looked just incredibly solid, incredibly confident, and comfortable in what they do. Not really very shaky, always seem to be there with the answer. As now it's going to be Rubel to serve this one for the Knights. Locked up and now slammed over top, but a nice save, just defending her life almost, it looked like on that. Now here's Smith over again, but that's dug by Rubel. Knights again, and that's blocked, kept up again. Unbelievable volley here. High keeps it up, and now Byerly goes up, but that instead is caps, and it will be a point for the Thunder.
I kind of lost count of how many bumps and spike sequences we had there. What a great showing on that rally.
Yeah, one of the best volleys we've seen tonight for sure. Tapped over and kept up. Couldn't even really tell what happened there. It looked like it deflected off a few bodies at the net. The result is another point for the Knights.
Yeah, I think maybe the blockers there went up a little bit too early, and as a result, they hit the ball on the way down, and it's just a fumble near the court.
Perfectly set there, and now we have a infraction. Not sure what the infraction was, to be honest, but it was called fairly early in that sequence.
Yeah, I didn't really see what it was.
Maybe a error on the serve, foot over the line or something could have been. So I didn't see much contact with the net or anything of that sort. Obviously wasn't on the hit itself, as the Knights now nice reach there, and now High plays right to where her teammates are, and that's played over by Gers. Nice save there by the Thunder, and slammed over and just can't get a hand on it as High. So after a great play to keep it in play, Thunder can't quite weather the storm well enough.
Really have to give a shout out to Audrey Gers. Behind the attack line, some of these spikes have really given the Calvin backline trouble.
Also, Allie High just being a really strong defensive presence on that back end. And again, we have an infraction on the Thunder's part.
I think that might be for a carry there on Kaylee Byerly. She just didn't get her hands in the right position. That ball came straight at her face, so obviously very understandable.
Yeah, now 16-5. The Knights really just kicking it into second gear here after a relatively close second set, but now just kind of dominating this one, and that's just slammed down, the exclamation point on what has been a just incredible run for the Knights.
Yeah, and up 12 now. Calvin really taking control in this third game. We saw a bit of an even first and second, in terms of how it was going, who was going on runs, but this third set has been all Calvin.
This one up and slammed by Gers, but it's just seems like nothing will work right now for the Thunder, as nothing gets through. Even with the power that she's able to put on these spikes. This is going to get tapped over, played up. Here's High with the bump, and now over top, but rejected by the net. And yeah, the Thunder are executing pretty well, it feels like, but the Knights are just there for everything and able to get under it and play it well and get it back over the net.
Yeah, and 24 members, or a little bit under 24, looks like about 23 members on the Calvin roster, so they do have a deep squad. And you can compare that with only 17 for Wheaton and, of course, a couple injuries. So just like you said, John Mark, Wheaton doesn't seem to be playing too poorly, but sometimes there's just nothing they can do. Calvin seemingly has an answer for a lot of what the Thunder are trying to put out.
And that's a nice answer from the Thunder there to just break some of the momentum that Calvin had been able to find. Yeah, exactly what you said. The Thunder have, after that first set, they really found their groove. I feel like as far as not too many unforced errors, not too many balls being played out of bounds, but Calvin has just really found their game here. That one's tapped over, now Bunker. This one will go to Gers, who slams it over top, and she finally gets that one to go, maybe able to release some frustration there. As all of her spikes were just getting found by Calvin defenders time and time again, but that one, not so much. Now 18-7. Now Allie High with the serve. Set up beautifully and slammed down and out of play. This one's over top. Dug by the Knights. Nice little change up. Keeps it up. And now a free ball for the Knights. Let's see what they do with it. Here's the spike slam down off the block.
Yeah, just a great recovery for Wheaton. You know, it was Colleen Smith who kind of rescued that play, but then, of course, as you said, gave Calvin a free ball, and they did not miss that opportunity.
Have a timeout by the Thunder, trailing 19-8. Calvin 6 points away from closing out this game. Looking for the sweep, 3-0. See what the Thunder can come out with after this timeout. And what could be the final stretch of this game.
Maybe after Gers finally got one of those spikes going, as you said, she is able to get some of that frustration out of Calvin having an answer for everything she's been giving. But, you know, it is an 11-point deficit. That's a lot to come back from, especially in the third set when you're down 2-0. So Wheaton's got to find that spark right now to get back into this match, or it's going to be an early win for Calvin, the number 3 preseason team in America.
Yep, and you can see the Knights break out of the huddle pretty quickly. They know that they're playing well and not too many adjustments they need to make right now. Everything's kind of going right for them. Thunder will wait on this serve. This is going to be slammed by Gers, who they're just going to time and time again, and that one goes just out of bounds. But that's definitely been the play for the Thunder for these last few minutes, just sending it across to Gers for the slam. Looks like Thunder trying to contest this one perhaps a little bit or something. Not sure what the discussion is with the ref, but nonetheless we'll get back underway. That's Gers. Here's Smith, immediately blocked by the Knights. The set, big spike. Tapped over by Bunker, tapped over again by Bunker. Another spike is up, deflects. Allie High is able to find it, caps, straight to a Knights defender. And that one is blocked. Looked like it hit the Thunder defender, but it goes to the Knights.
Yeah, just got right under the arms of the blockers and went straight down. That's always frustrating when you are able to put up a defensive against another team's spike, but just went off your arms in the incorrect way.
Here's the set. This one's going to go to Bunker. Kind of a mid-range hit over the net. Allie gets that one, and now we have another infraction. This time by the Thunder. Couldn't exactly pick up on what that infraction was, but the point goes to the Knights. So up 22-8. Just a really dominant performance to look like they'll put the Thunder away. Here's Caps sending it over, and now slam down. The Knights just absolutely just rolling at all full cylinder here. Seems like everything is going their way. Everything is working for them right now.
And as the lead has gone up to 15, it looks like Calvin is going to edge out Wheaton here. Just looking to close this series out in the first game of this tri-match today.
Here's Gers with the tap, and that's a nice changeup by her. We've seen her do that a few times, where she repeatedly will slam the ball and then kind of change it up on one go, and she's been able to get the Knights to bite on that a few times.
Yeah, and I think Gers definitely has been the best player for Wheaton today. She's been a very bright spark for the team, either behind or in front of the attack line. And Wheaton's definitely going to need her.
Ooh, nice eye from Rubel. She watches it drop just out of bounds. 24-9. This could be the last point of this match. Knights looking to close out the Thunder in a dominant fashion. As the serve is up, Allie High plays the ball. Now it's Colleen Smith. Knights with the defense. Here's the spike, and that will do it. The Calvin Knights take this one 25-9 and close out this game with a sweep 3-0 in this, what is the first game today. Our second game will be between Calvin and Trine, and then we'll be back here in King Arena for a matchup between the Thunder and Trine University. Thanks for joining us for this one. We'll see you later tonight.